Recorded Books presents Hamilton, the Energetic Founder, by R.B. Bernstein, narrated by Graham Winton. Preface. The Energetic Founder. At the center of Howard Chandler Christie's 1937 group portrait of the Federal Convention of 1787 are two key delegates. One of the youngest, sitting like a tightly coiled spring, is talking with intensity and energy to the convention's oldest delegate, who is listening with benign mildness. All around them, other delegates are milling about, but for the passionate young delegate, only his ideas and his effort to expound them matter. The speaking delegate is Alexander Hamilton, his youth evident despite his powdered gray hair. The listening delegate is Benjamin Franklin, his face displaying a bemused smile. This book is an introduction to Hamilton's life, words, and acts. It views Hamilton through an array of intellectual lenses that track Hamilton's interests, concerns, and priorities. The American Revolution, politics, law, and constitutionalism, economics, diplomacy, and war, and honor and dueling. Binding these subjects together are Hamilton's ambitions for an independent American nation and his commitment to help create and preserve it. We conclude by examining Hamilton in retrospect, considering his complex and tangled legacies as they stand today, showing continuities and discontinuities spanning the centuries between his time and ours. Hamilton emerges as focused on two things that he found essential to nation-making. The first was legitimate or lawful power, which a government needs to get things done lawfully. He grouped those concepts under the word authority. The second was energy, the means for a government to wield authority most effectively. To Hamilton, energy embodied secrecy, effectiveness, and dispatch, or speed. Although he was one of the conflicted and controversial band of farmers, plantation owners, merchants, lawyers, soldiers, and clergymen collectively known as the Founding Fathers, Hamilton stood alone in his preoccupation with authority and energy. Indeed, Hamilton was the energetic founder, for he esteemed energy in a constitutional republic, and he felt the need to act with energy himself. In all these things, Hamilton was a thinking politician who worked primarily in the practical realm of politics, but who also saw and acted on the larger significance and effects of what he was doing. Lin-Manuel Miranda's acclaimed Hamilton, an American musical, has transformed Hamilton's reputation in American popular culture, also triggering blowback stimulated by issues of slavery and racism. This book focuses on Hamilton as a historical figure, but it also addresses the similarities and the differences between the historical figure and the musical's title character. Its goal in exploring those connections and contradictions is to help readers sort fact from fiction. Like so many of the Founding Fathers, who were obsessed with their reputations in the eyes of posterity, Hamilton would want no less. Chapter 1. Life. Alexander Hamilton traced a long, intricate journey from his birth in the mid-1750s on the Caribbean island of Nevis to his burial at New York City's Trinity Church in 1804. Controversy swirls around the exact year, sometime between 1754 and 1758, when he was born, though we know that his birthday was January 11th. A scholarly consensus has fixed his birth year as 1755, based on a Dutch probate record. The latest major biographer questions that choice, however, opting for 1757, the year that Hamilton himself believed was right. Hamilton's mother, Rachel Fawcett, anglicized from Fawcett, Levine, was a French Huguenot Protestant who had abandoned her marriage to the Dutch merchant Johann Michael Levine, by whom she had had a legitimate son, Peter. Rachel first had an affair with the mapmaker Johann Jacob Cronenberg on St. Croix, and then formed a relationship on St. Kitts with James Hamilton. The fourth son of Alexander Hamilton, Lord of the Grange in Ayrshire in Scotland, James had a lineage better than his prospects. Sometime in the mid-1750s, James and Rachel had two sons out of wedlock on Nevis, James Jr. and Alexander. In 1759, Johann Levine
Sample complete. Ready to continue?